Hello, and welcome to my channel, and welcome to Lucid's Advanced Manufacturing Plant in Casa Grande, Arizona. Today is Friday, October 25th, 2024. We're starting here taking a look at the staging lots for completed production cars. We see some car carriers getting ready to be loaded over there. There's really kind of two lots here, and then on the north end, the top of the screen, is kind of another little section. The last time I flew was 3 weeks ago. That top section was pretty full 3 weeks ago, although there were a couple of rows in this more eastern section we're looking at now that weren't full. So I'm going to say there's just about the same number of cars this week as there were 3 weeks ago. We'll take a quick look up at this little surface test track for cars that might be coming out of production. Oftentimes you don't see anything here. Looks like one car is going back in. I don't know if that means they found something they didn't like, or if there's another reason they're bringing it back in. So we'll just take another quick pass at the inventory lots. So these are the new cars. Probably both 2024s and 2025s. I think they've been producing 2025 cars for quite a while now, so really can't tell what the mix there is. But it's good to see every time I've been down here, there's been a lot of activity with cars being loaded and cars being sent to delivery centers. So it's good to see that kind of activity. And to me, it looks like the production numbers are pretty well matching the sales numbers. I mean, we know for Q3 that they delivered 2,781 vehicles and produced 1,805. So there was substantially more cars delivered in Q3 than manufactured. This is just another view looking to the east. We see another car carrier coming in right now. That's that truck in the foreground. Specialized enclosed carrier. Unfortunately, I didn't see anything get loaded into that truck, so I don't know what it might be, but I suspect it would either be gravity being loaded in there and being kept enclosed, or maybe some of the Sapphire vehicles that are much more expensive, much more powerful, that would be shipped in an enclosed truck like that also. So I'm looking forward to hearing what Lucid has to say about gravity and the midsize plan for 2027 at the November 7th earnings call. Be real interesting to see. And also what they're projecting for their production for 2025. So we're going to take a look at our typical flyover. This is starting at the north end, primarily looking at the front of the factory, the employee parking lots. Again, this is body in white and stamping in the background. And I shot this a little closer up than I did in previous weeks. Or at least this part of it. I'm not sure I like it, but it gives us a good idea of how many employees are working there. And it's pretty nice grounds, especially from this view. And you can kind of see the more brownish roof there and the whitish roof. That kind of separates the original part of the factory from the new part of the factory. That is kind of coming into the main entrance of Lucid. You can see those high voltage power lines there. I'm actually well above them, but the camera's pointing down. That's why we're seeing those. So I'm not anywhere near being able to see those. You know, a couple rules I have when I fly over the Lucid property is I won't actually fly over any of their property. I won't fly over cars. I won't fly over employees. I'll stay in public right-of-way areas. Just because I don't want to disturb Lucid and I want the I want the best for them, so I'm very careful in how I fly these. I know I might be able to get better pictures if I were to actually overfly the Lucid property, but I don't feel comfortable doing that. And here we are in the main assembly and final inspection areas. And as we're coming up down here, you can see the tire marks from where they're demonstrating the gravity on the September 10th technology days. And then this empty lot here is where they used to have the 23 and 24, or yeah, 23 and 24 inventory cars. All of those are gone. So, it makes sense that deliveries far exceeded production because there is no inventory cars on the east side of the factory anymore. You can see that area is completely empty here. And it's a Friday. I'm not sure what the normal work schedule at Lucid is, so I don't know how many employees should be here. But the other Fridays that I have flown over or around the Lucid factory, there's always been quite a bit of activity as we see here today also. And we'll take one more pass at the staging lot for post-production cars. A little further out view than we had before. It might actually, this view is probably a better match for the pictures from 3 weeks ago when I overflew the factory and actually saw the gravities. Little spoiler today, there are no gravities that I saw. I ran out of battery before they started loading that enclosed truck. I really would have liked to have seen what was going into that, but didn't have an opportunity. We didn't do this last time, but I'm going to fly up the west side of the factory, just kind of see behind the receiving dock areas, the paint areas, and the back of the stamping line as we eventually get to it. And, one comment I'll make is Lucid is still facilitating all of these buildings. So there's still a lot of, construction and facilitation work ongoing. And so you see construction materials on the backside that may not normally be there if everything was completed. But this is an ongoing process as they expand their capacity and their equipment and tooling for gravity. And work on the midsize is already well underway. I'm not sure that they're starting to tool up for midsize yet, but it can't be too far away that they'll start tooling up for midsize. So somewhere back here is the drivetrain and battery assembly. This looks like the receiving docks and warehousing. There's a lot of receiving docks back here. A lot of trailers parked and a lot of trucks in the area. And again, we're seeing some of the construction and that kind of materials out behind the factory or on the west side of the factory here. We can see the conveyors going between the paint shop and the main assembly areas. And once we get past the paint shop, we'll move on over and we'll be able to see the stamping area. So on the left, that's the stamping area. This is the old staging lot that they used before the factory expansion. So I like to come up here every once in a while to see if there's any cars there. There aren't any, so I think it'll be a while before we see some cars there. I was hoping they would load something onto the enclosed trailer, so I stayed around and watched them load a few cars. Nothing too exciting here, but if you're interested in how they load cars and what the process is, stay tuned. You're welcome to watch. There seems to take quite a while to get the cars loaded. And this white car is going to back all the way onto the top front of that carrier. Not sure how these guys do it, but it looks rather tough to drive a car on those narrow tracks to all the way up there, especially backing up in reverse. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.